Hello again, NCAC sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in the NCAC. I'm your host, Brett Billhart. On this week's show, we'll take a look back at all the action from around the conference for the week ending on October the 16th. To open this week's show, let's take a look at some results from across the gridiron in the NCAC on Saturday afternoon. We saw one of the more dramatic finishes of the year in Meadville on Saturday as Allegheny capped off a come-from-behind victory in the final seconds to defeat Denison 31-28. With only 11 seconds remaining on the game clock and the Gators trailing the Big Red 28-24, senior quarterback Jordan Fowler found senior receiver Sean Griffin in the end zone on a fourth down conversion to lift the Gators to victory. The last-second heroics from Fowler and Griffin also gave Denison its first NCAC loss of the season. Fowler earned NCAC Offensive Player of the Week accolades for the second consecutive week after completing 29 of 39 pass attempts for 312 yards and a career-high 3 touchdown strikes. The 312-yard passing effort was just the 7th 300-plus yard passing performance by an Allegheny signal caller in program history. In another high-scoring game on Saturday, Wabash came away with a 37-23 triumph over Oberlin. The Little Giants seemed to be in complete control of the contest early on as they led 30-3 in the third quarter. However, Oberlin drew within 7 at 30-23 in the fourth quarter after junior quarterback Josh Mandel and senior receiver Drew Mixter hooked up through the air on 3 consecutive Oberlin scoring drives. The Little Giants did go on to seal the victory on a 5-yard touchdown scamper from junior running back Van Hunt with just over 2 minutes remaining in the game. NCAC Defensive Player of the Week honors went to Wabash senior defensive lineman Luke Zinsmaster. Zinsmaster returned an interception to the house in the first quarter to give the Little Giants a 14-0 advantage. In addition, Zinsmaster tallied 5 total tackles, including 2 of Wabash's 6 sacks on the afternoon. There is only one conference game on the docket for this Saturday that features third-place Denison traveling to second-place Wabash for a 1 o'clock kickoff. NCAC soccer action continued to heat up this past week on both the men's and women's sides. As we predicted on last week's show, the jockeying for the top 4 spots in the women's standings continued over the week. Currently, Allegheny sits in first place with 11 points, while Ohio Wesleyan and Wittenberg are tied for second with 9 points, and Kenyon and DePaul are tied for fourth place with 7 points. The NCAC standings stayed tight thanks to an exciting Saturday that saw all 4 league matches go to double overtime, with 3 of them ending in draws. Wittenberg was the only team to come away from Saturday's action with a win after the Tigers took down Ohio Wesleyan 2-1. Senior Megan Utter netted the game winner for the Tigers in the 5th minute of the second overtime period. In other NCAC women's soccer action, Oberlin picked up its first victory over Kenyon since the 2005 season with a 2-1 overtime triumph last Sunday. Oberlin freshman Abby Weiss was named the NCAC Player of the Week after she netted her first career game-winning goal in the victory over the ladies. And on the men's side, Ohio Wesleyan and DePaul continue to distance themselves from the rest of the conference field as the duo currently sits in a first-place tie with 15 points each. Allegheny holds down the third-place position in the standings with 10 points, while Hiram and Denison battle for the fourth-place spot as the duo are currently tied for 5th with 9 points apiece. DePaul senior forward Sam Meyer was named the NCAC's Men's Soccer Player of the Week after he scored the game-winning goal in both of the Tigers' victories last week. The Tigers opened the week with a 2-1 overtime triumph over Wittenberg and cruised past Worcester on Saturday by a 4-1 count. The 2 victories assured DePaul its 30th straight 500 or better season dating back to the 1982 campaign. It was also a monumental week for Ohio Wesleyan head coach Jay Martin as he moved into second place on the all-time, all-division NCAA victories list in men's soccer with 598 after he led the Battling Bishops past Wabash 2-1 and Wittenberg 4-1 in league action last week. Martin now trails only Joe Bean on the all-time wins list, as Bean tops the list after accumulating 607 career wins in 45 years of service. NCAC soccer action continues in the coming week with 9 league tilts on the men's side and 8 on the women's side. DePaul and Denison continue to keep pace with one another for the league title in field hockey, with the Tigers holding a slight half-game lead over the Big Red, while 3 teams continue to battle it out for 3rd and 4th place positions in the NCAC standings, as Kenyon, Wittenberg, and Worcester have all captured 6 league wins apiece. Kenyon kept pace in the fight for the 3rd and 4th place positions after ending a 4-year winless drought against Worcester with a 2-1 victory on Tuesday. The ladies also captured a 5-0 triumph over Earlham on Saturday. The ladies were led by this week's NCAC Player of the Week, Rachel Hall. Hall netted the first lady goal against Worcester and then fired in a pair of tallies against the Quakers. Fans, be sure to keep up with field hockey scores throughout the week, as there are 6 league contests on the schedule, highlighted by another battle for 3rd place on Friday, as Kenyon travels to Wittenberg for a 7:30 start. The majority of NCAC cross-country squads wrapped up the regular season portions of their schedule on Saturday at the Inter-Regional Rumble hosted by Oberlin. On the women's side, Oberlin came away with the overall team title after all 6 of its scoring runners finished in the top 20, led by sophomore Molly Martorella, who finished 4th in a time of 22 minutes and 29 seconds on the 6K course. 5 other women's squads participated at the event, with DePaul placing 3rd, Ohio Wesleyan 9th, Kenyon 13th, Wittenberg 14th, and Allegheny 15th. Kenyon sophomore Jenna Willett earned NCAC Runner of the Week laurels after leading all conference runners at the event in 3rd place with a time of 22 minutes and 25 seconds, just 3 seconds behind the winning runner. In the men's race, Allegheny took 2nd overall in the team standings, led by junior Bobby Over, who finished 2nd individually after covering the 8K course in a time of 25 minutes and 27 seconds. Over did collect NCAC Runner of the Week laurels for his efforts. Rounding out NCAC squads in the team standings on the men's side was Ohio Wesleyan in 4th, DePaul in 11th, Oberlin in 14th, Wabash in 15th, Wittenberg in 17th, and Kenyon in 28th. The 2011 NCAC Cross Country Championships will take place on October 29th at John Bryan State Park in Yellow Springs, Ohio, hosted by Wittenberg. The pre-NCAC Championship poll will be released this Wednesday, while a video feature on the poll will also be available for your viewing pleasure on the NCAC's YouTube channel. All 9 NCAC volleyball squads traveled to Worcester on Saturday and Sunday for the 2nd and final NCAC weekend event of the season. Hiram, Wittenberg, and Worcester each went undefeated at the 2-day event, while Allegheny, DePaul, and Kenyon picked up 2 wins apiece. Wittenberg seems to be in control of the top spot in the league standings with a perfect 13-0 record, while Hiram and Worcester have each accumulated 9 wins, and DePaul has captured 8 in the continuous battle for the coveted 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place spots in the final league standings. Hiram senior center Taylor Summerfield was named the NCAC Volleyball Player of the Week after dishing out 144 set assists in 14 total sets. She helped extend the Terriers' current winning streak to 10 straight with 4 league victories over the weekend. Summerfield also added 22 digs, 7 blocks, 4 kills, and 3 service aces. NCAC League matches continue this week, with 3 on Wednesday and 4 on Saturday, highlighted by a battle for 2nd place, as Worcester hosts Hiram at 1 o'clock on Saturday. And finally, we will wrap up this week's show with a very short look at men's golf, as there were only 2 teams that competed. Wabash finished 3rd out of 5 teams at its inaugural Wabash Fall Golf Classic with a 2-day total of 639. Freshman Jackson Stevens was named the NCAC Men's Golfer of the Week after earning medalist honors at the event with a 2-day score of 150, highlighted by a tournament low round of 72 on Sunday. In addition, Wittenberg put its fall season to bed with a 17th place finish at the Golf Week Fall Invitational in Sandestin, Florida. Senior Jordan Millis was the Tigers' top individual at the event, finishing in a tie for 31st after carding a 3-day total of 227. We will officially put the wraps on the NCAC fall golf season on next week's show, as there are still 3 men's teams and 1 women's team in action this week. Fans, we again thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to continually keeping you up to date on the most current NCAC highlights on our weekly installments of This Week in the NCAC. And as always, for up-to-date news, standings, and stats on your favorite NCAC squads, you can visit our website at www.northcoast.org.